Hey there, folks, and welcome back to the I Am CDB project. I, of course, am your host, CDB. You are not. And today, we're going to use, once again, and you can see some residue on it from yesterday, the Rockwell Model T, which was sent to me by a friend. So, again, was not sent to me from Rockwell to try or anything like that. I had a good shave with it. Yesterday, I also used the Rockwell blade that came with it, and that's what we're going to use again today. I was impressed with it yesterday. I thought it did a really nice job. It's more aggressive than your Fat Boy. It's more akin probably to your Merca Progress or something like that in terms of aggression. Today I'm just using some regular old cheap Derby cream in a tube with our West Coast Shaving inexpensive synthetic brush, about, I want to say 16 bucks, somewhere thereabouts, which I've been using, I don't know, for quite some time in a row now. Weeks, if not, several months, I'm not sure. But it's holding up very nicely, and that's sort of what I'm doing. Just trying to use it for many, many days in a row just to see how it holds up, so on and so forth. Today is Saturday if you're watching, so this will be posted hopefully today. I got some emails yesterday after the Rockwell video, and one gentleman said he had participated in it but had never received his razor yet. I don't know where they are with fulfillment, to be quite frank. By the way, we're going on 6 today, which is max. I don't know if you can hear that. I'll finish my story, but listen. Some fairly good audible feedback or audio feedback, whatever you want to call it. But anyway, I don't know where Rockwell is on fulfillment. I have no communication with Rockwell. Again, I had initially backed this product, and then it kept getting delayed and delayed and delayed, and eventually I just pulled out because I was like, this is absurd. But as I mentioned yesterday, that is sort of within the history of Rockwell when it comes to razors, because the first razor they had a lot of problems with fulfillment and things not being right, and then eventually they got it right. And so maybe they just sort of stumble out the block. That's the way I put it yesterday. But I do like the way this razor shaves. It was a, fairly ambitious effort to make something sort of like the Fat Boy, only, in my opinion, based on little use, it shaves better because it's got some more efficiency and aggression. Now, will it hold up the way a Fat Boy does? That remains to be seen. That's a tall ask to hold up the way Fat Boys have, generally speaking, Gillette Fat Boy. But in terms of shaving, just based on a couple of uses, it shaves very, very nicely. Now, I'm going to continue to use it, and we'll see how things go over time. But, usually you can tell pretty quickly if something's completely off-putting, like it's just not workable. Sometimes it takes more time to get to know a razor and figure out whether it's sort of in that, like you don't take to it right away, but later on you love it. That can happen also. But if something is bad, usually it's noticeable pretty early. And I don't get any hints of that with the Rockwell Model T. I'm not sure what it costs. I want to say, I think originally people put in like 100, but it might be like 150 or something now. I mean, again, if interested, you can go on their website and check it out. I'm not obviously not a spokesperson or anyone that's doing promotion for Rockwell. I'm just using the razor just like I do every other razor. And the other email I got was someone asked, I referred to some sort of goofy things they had around marketing. what I was referring to there is on their page, there was like some gentlemen using the razors or lathering, and it was just really horrible, obviously bad lather. And then in one case, there was a gentleman using the razor, and it didn't look like, now again, this is just what it appeared. It may not in fact be true. He made a movement like this across his face. And those, you know for a fact, if you have a blade in that razor and you make any sort of horizontal movement without an accompanying, like you can go diagonal, you can go, but you can never, when the blade is oriented that way, go this way. You are cut every single time without fail. And so some of us caught that in some of their promotional videos or animations or whatever they were and thought it was a little bit odd. And so, the inside discussion from those who were, just long-time hobbyists and wet shavers, or they need a consultant that actually is, a traditionalist to sort of look at those things and go, oh, that's not, that's not anything you want to put out there. But that said, they certainly know more about, producing razors because they've produced razors, and a lot of us talking heads haven't produced anything, other than content using other people's creations. So I'm very mindful of that, my hat's off to all these companies who take these risks. I'm not the designer of razors and so on. So, I can't tell you the ins and out of the geometry and what works best and so on and so forth. But I can use them and tell you based on my perspective whether they're any good or not. And so those of you who have been coming for a long time are aware of that. And also for the new folks, and I have to mention this every few videos, the comment section, I rarely see it. Sometimes I get emails with comments in them, but I don't respond there. If you want a personal response from me, email me at cdb@imcdb.com. Occasionally, even then, those emails get hung up in the spam filter or something. So I apologize if I miss them, but I try to get back to you. I do get busy at times, so I'm not always able to do it, right away, but I do my best. And so that's how I get back with you as best that I can. But I must say, again, the razor today with the Rockwell blade shaving really, really nicely. On 6, it is not menacingly aggressive to me, from my perspective. It is, I think, a good deal more efficient than, say, a Gillette Fat Boy or Slim or something like that. It's just made, I think, to be more efficient. Now, that is just my opinion. It is based on my own use, not based on any, marketing material that they may have. I don't know how they market it. We did see the early marketing material, and some of us, discussed it. Well, that's kind of, we thought some of the things were off. That said, it seems to me, just based on a couple of uses, that they've developed a nice razor. A lot of people have asked since they've been coming out, and they were really, really late in fulfillment. And so once they started shipping, people asked, and I was like, look, I'm not in the project, the Kickstarter. I bailed out because after it seems like 5 or 6 times, every month a newsletter or every couple of months would come out and go, oh, we've, delayed. And I was like, I'm out, I'm not waiting forever. But anyway, just had the good fortune of a friend who sent me this. And I must say, just for my first couple of runs, it's a good shaver. Obviously, it compares probably to a Rex. The design, of course, is different on the Rex. Really, really nice razor, the Rex. This one, I think, probably a little less expensive. I can't recall what the Rex cost, so if it's not, don't hold me to that. Seems to be a well-designed, good shaver. The question will be durability over time as people get use on this and day in, day out, opening and closing. I don't know what type of warranty there is with this, if any. I don't know if they offer a lifetime warranty like some of the people like Rex does. But overall, I think really nice shaver. The adjustments are really nice and smooth. the blade's working well too. So, you know, from my perspective here, I really don't have anything negative to say about the Rockwell Model T apart from their initial stumbling out of the block and some, you know, sort of questionable photos and whatnot as it applied to marketing. But, you know, and I'm also told from people who got some of their either gel or cream or whatever that they really like that too. Now, I haven't tried any of that stuff, so I can't tell you. I'm sort of wiping my face here because I'm going to do a head shaving video after this one. But from my perspective, again, nice first couple of runs. So very, very promising. Feels good in the hand. No complaints. Maybe in the future, I'll do a comparison side by side with the Fat Boy, Merkur Progress, something like that, and let you know sort of how they feel differently while using them, and that might be nice. But apart from that, another great run with the Model T. So I would say, you know, good job with this razor. At least now that it's out and they're over all the hurdles, it's a good shaver. And that's what I would say about it, at least at this point. I want to thank everyone who's watching. Again, if you want to follow my social media channels, look below. You can follow those if you like. And as always, until next time, I've been your host, C2B. You are not. God bless.